good evening, good afternoon. So here where we are is an afternoon. I'm Fabiana Pragier. I'm a pastry chef specialized in gluten and dairy-free baking. Today we have a class related to bread and cake, yeast. We are going to talk about sourdough. Sourdough is a very, we have to demystify the thing here. Seems very difficult, very impossible for some people. It's not. It's just you need a patience because it's a wild yeast. And because it's alive, then we need the time for things to happen. Today we are going to learn how to do our starter. It's very important if we are going to bake professionally or not that we know how to do the starter. And it's not a very complicated thing to do a starter gluten-free. Just you do starter gluten-free for gluten-free bread. Non-gluten-free starter for the non-gluten-free, the classic breads. So while we are doing our starter, I'm going to give you different tips, important things, please write down. Why is very important for us to know how to do it? It's very difficult to kill your levain or your sourdough starter. It's very difficult to kill. It can become at some point acid and then you have to discard, but if it grows like a liquid on top, you just discard the liquid because it's alcohol, it's not a poison. But if happens that if you understand how your starter works, how the entire thing works, then you don't have to buy starters on Amazon, or you don't have to wait for your friend to give you a starter, I don't know, from their sourdough, their yeast that is there for 20 years. Is not necessary. You're going to have incredible results from your breads and all your bakings, even if your starter is a new one. But once you learn how it works and how to observe, how to follow the development, so you are free. And here, what I want you to be, free. That's what I want to give you. In everything we do, like if we understand what we are doing, if we understand the function from every ingredient in all our bakings, all our recipes, then we know how to replace, then we know how to work with them. I have here rice flour, chickpea flour, and water. Our chemistry here is no more than flour, water, air, and time, because we have to allow our mixture to take time for things to happen. I can give the first tip. If you are doing this today, and you need to use it today, then and this happens a lot to you, then there is a way to do it. If we have another some fruit, could be a strawberry or sultans, we can make a sourdough with them and use the water to start our sourdough. But I think for what we need now, you just can't use to bake a bread with warranty today. Let's say for the starter, it takes, if you have your sourdough ready, then you can, so you don't feed for some time, there is no problem, because you can feed and work after 4 hours or 5 hours, it's going to be okay. If you're going to do it in the afternoon, just feed it in the morning. Ideal would be to feed the day before. Ideal is a big word, but then you allow your bacteria to develop for enough time. For the starters, it can take 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. The best is when it takes 48 hours. When it takes only 24 hours to activate, I would suggest you to do it again, to feed, and not do it again from scratch, but to feed and allow at least 48 hours more, so it's going to be stronger. It's very difficult to kill your sourdough. So you are not going to kill if you don't feed. Just like a sourdough, you don't have to wake up in the morning, 3 in the morning, to feed anything or to do anything with your sourdough bread. That's not a pet. This is the wild east, that's all. So, about the containers. Do I have to buy very expensive containers and blah, blah, blah? I would say you need at least 500, so a container 500 grams, for 500 grams. It depends how much you use, right? And since every time you feed, you are going to increase the amount. If you are not using, then it's better to have a bigger one or not to feed as often. The idea with our breads and everything is that we are renovating and feeding often. Don't have to be anything expensive. Don't even have to be a glass. Can be a plastic one as well. This one is airtight, so we can close and will be really very closed. You don't have to cook and boil the water and so, but it has to be very clean and has to be exclusive, which means the container you were using for the sourdough must be kept just for this purpose. Could be a plastic as well. The only thing you have to follow the development. So you have to observe what you were doing. Then is very important to be transparent, right? We are going to start with. So I have here a chickpea flour, a rice flour, because I like to start with rice flour and another integral flour. It could be integral rice, it could be buckwheat. Just don't use almonds. We are going to talk about it. Then we have here, as the recipe says, 25 grams. Why we are starting with 25 grams? Because in total we have 100 grams here. 500 grams is the volume from 500, let's say, milliliters, the volume from our container. And I think it's a good amount to start. And you're going to have 100 grams, which would be even enough to bake a bread. We're going to talk about it when it comes to bake a bread with that. And then 25 grams of rice flour, 25 grams of some integral flour, and 50 grams of water. Or milliliters is the same. We always weight our ingredients. We might need more water, yes. Just after we have the right amount. Everything we add should be spoon by spoon. Because here is too dry. I'm gonna take some more water. And the consistency we are looking for, it's a paste. Don't add more water because I'm doing. Just observe your work and see, because here where I am, the air is very dry and we have the heating on. We have an oven on as well. And that's very, it's drying our air and our mixture here. I think now, there we go. We have a paste. I forgot to say that we never do the starter directly in our container. So we use a bowl because we have to stir, we have to add ingredients, eventually more water, and then it's better to do it here. So we never, it's better for our bacteria, for the microorganisms in the air, that we don't add cold water. But if we add hot water, like really hot, we are going to kill the whole thing. The best temperature is about 40 degrees for the water. Now we have a paste. And once it's ready, then we can transfer the mixture to our container and close it. Oops. Yeah. That's it. Yes. Now to activate, what we have to do is leave in room temperature. We don't want other acids to be produced here inside. That's why during the years, the time you have your starter, you should keep in the fridge. But in the beginning, when we are producing our starter, we are going to leave in room temperature, which the best, you don't need to heat it and to have some place with a specific temperature. But the best is to be around 30 degrees. Don't have to be in the dark. I heard about it, but don't have to be. Just for this time that we are creating the starter, just leave around 30 degrees. If the place is too cold, find like inside your oven when you turn off, and because inside oven will never be as cold as it's outside. If the place is too warm, if you are like in Africa, in Australia in summer, I don't know, just find a cooler place to do the starter, not in the fridge, but cooler. It's very important, this part is very important just to create the starter. And once it's done, you can storage in the fridge, and that's it. What we are going to do, so first I'm going to show you I don't know how good our cameras here can show, because I have exactly the same here, but actually for this one I used the buckwheat flour. That's why the color is a little bit different. But I have here a ready one, so you can see the bubbles. When you see the bubbles and when you see this kind of steam here, it's because it's activated. The bacteria are working. So here you can see here the bacteria are alive here inside. It's exactly the same quantity. It took me just one day. I made it yesterday and it's already working. I would not use to bake a bread right now. I would feed one more time and then use for the bread. How are we going remember we are always looking for this paste consistency. How we feed our sourdough, our levain. So we'll take, first just to think about what you were doing and how much from the mixture you need. If you are doing less than the quantity here, then you need another container, of course. But here we have like 100 grams. And from these 100 grams, just weight, of course, we are going to take these 100 grams and then we feed with a rice flour, with an integral flour, with a half and half buckwheat and rice, or like here chickpea and rice. Like if we have 100 grams of starter, then we have 100 grams of different flours, mixed or not. And we have 1/3 of water. We still feed our starter with water in about 40 degrees. Not cold water and not hot water. In the oven, so we are going to kill our bacteria, but when we don't need them anymore, because they by this time they will have done their job, which is to raise our batters, to raise nice our bread. And the only way that you never have to discard if you are not using for a while, just to feed sometimes, don't feed very often. But the only way to kind of kill our starter, which not a real, you are not really killing, because they are not going to be dead. But if you observe and you see that doesn't look nice or has an acid appearance, taste, so then you just, or smell, you just discard. But otherwise you don't have to discard. So is the bacteria, actually the microorganisms here inside, they live much longer than we do. So they are very strong and resistant. When I make my starter, I don't use like almond flour, and I don't use to feed my starter with almond flour as well. But almond, so ground almond is very nice, delicious. We use a lot in our preparations here, and could be something nice to bake cakes. Yes, we can bake cakes with sourdough as well, because it's very healthy, and we try to create recipes to be healthier than the ones we normally eat or buy ready from supermarket. But you can do a special starter with ground almonds for your cakes or for your sweet preparations. You're going to taste this nutty flavor in your preparations, even if it's just in the back, just a little. But you can do your starter with ground almonds. In this case, you have the recipe, but you're going to add 50 grams of ground almond and 30 to 40 grams of water. Just make sure you add first 30 grams and then you mix, and we are looking for the paste consistency. And so as soon as you reach this consistency, you don't need to add more water. Something that's is important to say about the ground almond starter is going to take at least 2 days to activate. And how you see that in the same way is just exactly the same. Well, when we are baking the breads, we might have some other tips and comments about the sourdough, but we just made our starter and that's it. Well, thank you very much, and I see you in the next class.